Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Get Super with Joshy G. I'm of course your host, Joshy G, and I brought today a very, very special guest, a good friend of mine, a fellow dead boy / dead girl, the one and only, the champ, Miss WWE superstar Becky Lynch. Becky, how are you? How you doing? I miss you, by the way. I'm in Las Vegas. Looks like you're in Iowa at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. How you doing?
Oh, hello. Hello. I'm good. I am. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I do miss you. I do miss you a lot.
I miss you too, buddy. Especially all the fun workouts that we got to do together. Now I have to do them all by myself with no Rebecca yelling and screaming in my ear to go faster, because I know how much you like to motivate me, and I appreciate that on a daily basis.
Yes, that's what I do. I'm a great motivator. I am a great encourager of all things.
We also have Paul. Paul is moderating today, so let him know if you have any questions about the workout or any questions for Rebecca or myself, and we will be happy to answer that. Now, we will do a workout and a warm-up in just a few minutes, and don't forget, we are also giving away something super special. It is a Flash 6 scale by Sideshow. We're going to be doing that today. Paul will be dropping a link to the contest later in the episode. The contest ends tonight at midnight, and again, this is a U.S. only giveaway. I'll give away a secret code, and that'll give you 1,000 entries in the Gleam contest. So sit tight, and we'll get into that in a minute. Rebecca, tell me, what are some of your nerdums or fandoms that you love oh so much? I know of a few, but let's tell the audience, what are some of the things that you love, either pop culture-y or nerdy? What are some of the things that you're a big fan of?
Does The Simpsons count?
The Simpsons, we talk about this. Yes, The Simpsons count. We talk.
Freaking love The Simpsons, man. I love The Simpsons. Also, can we talk about how much Paul looks like my friend Joe? You don't know my friend Joe, but big shout out to my friend Joe back home, Joe Cabrera.
Are we looking now? When we say Simpsons, I'm looking for obscure Simpsons references. Like, I know you and I talk about this all the time, like the Alf Pogs. When I see something with Alf, I'm always like, Alf, he's back, but in Pog form, and only a certain select few get that reference.
Yeah, and there's just so many classic lines that I feel are wasted on people daily. You know, you go around just saying them. Like even that one with, do you remember when they went looking for the grease? And Homer goes up to that teenager and, my God, you're greasy. Freaking brilliant. Just brilliant.
It's funny. I, would start to rewatch some of the episodes on Disney Plus, and it'll just be a random episode. And I'm like, that's where I'll forget, like you were saying, like I'll forget that some random quote that I got it from The Simpsons. So that's the brilliance of that show, is that it has stuck with us for God knows how long, 20, 30 years. And I'm still using quotes that I've heard from that show today.
But the thing is like, you don't just watch it once, you know what I mean? Like, how many times have you watched your favorite Simpsons episode again and again and again, and you just never get tired of it? You know, it's just that's how you know it's a classic.
What is, off the top of your head, what is one of your top Simpsons episodes? It doesn't have to be the top one, just one of.
Maybe the trip to Knoxville with the World Sphere.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, and because I remember as well going to Knoxville for the first time, when I was on the road, and just being mesmerized by the fact that I was in front of this World Sphere. Freaking amazing.
I like when Bart breaks his leg.
Okay. Okay. Your epidermis is showing. Yeah. So technically, it's true.
Yeah. See, you got it.
So good.
Or when Milhouse is signing his name on Bart's leg, and he's like, "I gotta go, Bart," and it says Millpool.
Millpool. Who is your favorite character? I already know this.
On The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Oh, obviously Milhouse, but there are so many ones. Milhouse, Hans Moleman, which you and I have discussed on numerous occasions, a classic.
Such an underrated.
Yeah, Mr. Burns. You know who I love that I feel is super underrated is Gil.
Gil is great. I'm sorry. Let me bring it back to my other favorite episode is the dental plan.
Lisa needs break.
Yes, and that song at the end that she's singing, it's such a beautiful song. I mean, I don't have a songbird voice, so I can't sing it for you right here, right now. But it really is just the music in that show. Okay. Ridiculous.
Okay.
And then huh?
I was gonna say, what else besides The Simpsons? But you had something else. I don't want to interrupt you. Keep going.
Oh no, because then I was thinking about, with the Greyhound Fur Tuxedo. Like, let's just talk about the music. Like, the fact that they can blend comedy, music, everything else, pop culture, exactly what's going on, political views without, it's such a great all-encompassing show.
And even some of the new episodes, I know a lot of people don't like the newer seasons, but I think that they're great.
Yeah. There's nothing like the classics, but I mean, look, then I just go, is that just the fondness that we have in our heads for the way that things have been? But now it's evolved, and we have to be okay with that and accept that.
Okay. All right. What else besides The Simpsons?
So, look, recently, and only very recently, I watched the Harry Potter whole saga. I was always against it. Didn't get it. I was like, oh, wizards. Who cares? I mean, not that I'm against wizards. Like, I really like wizards, such as The Sword and the Stone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what a movie. Hell of a movie.
Merlin and Archimedes the Owl?
Yep.
Yep.
But I just thought, like, Harry Potter was for kids. And wow, it got me. It really got me. Got me in the feels.
Who's your favorite character?
Dobby.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. We have a special guest.
Are we talking about Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Harry Potter? Is this Harry Potter?
Yeah, we're on Harry Potter now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about The Simpsons, and I was going to come in and tell you what dorks you are, but now we're talking about Harry Potter, and we're cool again.
This is the reason that I watch Harry Potter, everybody.
Yeah, he is the reason why I think we all took the Harry Potter tests to figure out which house we were all in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And all we're missing is Cesaro for the whole houses to be represented. Gryffindor, Slytherin, obviously Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw with Cesaro.
What are the chances that each of us would have our own different houses? You know what I mean? Like, not one of us doubling over. I think that's great. So Dobby would have been my favorite character. Dumbledore. You know how I cried about that.
Yes. We got a long list of angry text messages as you were watching the saga. So
that you got that for Dobby too. And then man, Snape, Jesus. Whoa, yeah, that got me right in the feels.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds like an eclectic array of things that you like. Well, Simpsons, Harry Potter. I know you recently watched Game of Thrones. You're a big fan of that now.
Binge watched the whole thing, all 8 seasons in 2 weeks. 2 weeks we watched that whole thing. We were, I think, averaging about 6 episodes a day. It was a little excessive, but man, I had put it off. I didn't want the commitment. Like, I knew it was going to be great storytelling. I'd heard great acting, but I was afraid of the commitment. I'm not one that sits around and watches a whole bunch of TV, but I thought, well, hey, look, this I've now got this opportunity to sit around and watch TV and catch up on this thing. Wow, just wow. And by the way, I also didn't and watching it in such a condensed time, right? So I didn't have time to think and theorize on what the ending should be or how the last season should look. I just accepted it as it was. And I thought it was great. I didn't have a problem with the last episode at all.
Now,
in fact, I was so happy when Jon Snow stabbed Dany.
So I was just about to ask, are you House Stark or House Targaryen? But I think you just answered that.
Oh, 100%. 100% Stark. 100%.
Okay.
Jon Snow, what an honorable man. What? And here's the thing as well. Here was a surprise for me. So I was watching it, having known, because I remember the internet going mad about Jon Snow dying. So I was prepared for Jon Snow to die. And like, I knew it was going to happen, but it still shocked me. But what I was not prepared for was for him to come back to life. So what a nice twist, because I feel like most of the time in that show, you're just waiting for everybody that you like to get killed. And you're just like, and that's why I felt like there was no ending I could have predicted, because nothing was predictable. It wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't like the good guys always win in the end. It wasn't like there was always going to be these great babyface moments. It was sometimes your favorites are going to get killed. Sir Davos didn't get killed, and Sam didn't get killed, so I was happy.
She's a big Sam fan, in case you're wondering. Huge.
Sam is my favorite character. And here's the thing: I met Sam in London, and I didn't know who he was. And he was very, very nice. I believe he's a wrestling fan, but he was so nice. I would like him to know now that he is my favorite character. And it wasn't because I'd met him, just because I thought he was a brilliant character.
So I've asked this to Cesaro, and I asked this to Shamey, and I'm going to ask you, pop culture WrestleMania. First of all, we're going to go tag team. If you were to tag team with a pop culture, whether it be a superhero, Harry Potter character, Simpsons character, Game of Thrones character, who would you tag team partner with? Who would you fight against?
Ooh, okay. So my tag team partner would be Duffman, and I would fight against Daenerys, and who else would I fight against? Oh, what's that lady in the real annoying little pink lady in Harry Potter?
Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about.
It's Dolores Umbridge.
Yes, Dolores Umbridge.
Yes,
Oh,
Umbridge.
Okay. And then if you were to book the main event of Nerd WrestleMania, you don't have to be involved, but the main event, who would it be? Would it be like, Thanos versus Superman, or Jon Snow versus Dumbledore, something like that? What would your main event of your Nerd WrestleMania be?
Why wouldn't I be involved?
You can be involved, special guest referee.
Okay, I'm going to be involved. And do you know what? I will. I'll go against Black Widow.
Ooh.
I love the redheads, eh?
I like that. Becky Lynch versus Black Widow.
Yep.
All right. One last thing before I get to this horrible workout. Marvel or DC, or do you have a preference?
Marvel. 100% Marvel. Look, here's my wallet.
Oh, nice.
I ain't got no fancy Gucci wallet or nothing like that. I have a little Marvel Avengers wallet that I got from the Marvel stand when I was there for Comic-Con.
Okay. All right. I like that. Paul, any questions for Rebecca before we get into this DeadBoys workout?
Oh, we have a long list of questions. I just assume we'll save them towards like the end of maybe after the workout, or we could do it before, however you want to do it.
I'm going to be demonstrating the workout and performing it. Becky is going to be doing what she does best, which is coaching / motivating me as I'm dying, and during the rest, she can answer any questions she wants, because I'm assuming that's what people came here to see. But we're doing a DeadBoys workout that you could technically do at home. I know the majority of you that are tuning in are excited to talk to Miss Becky Lynch, but this workout was written for her. It's called The Man. Now, it was written with a dumbbell snatches, and burpees. Now, we're not going to do that because we're stuck in quarantine. As you can see, I'm in my mom and dad's living room with the purple wall, and I'm going to be demonstrating this workout with air squats and burpees. So the way it's going to work is you're going to have a running clock, and you're going to start things off with 4 air squats and 4 burpees, and I'll demonstrate what those are in a minute. Whatever's left in that minute, this is where it gets complicated. You get to rest. Then you get another additional minute of rest. So when you start this workout, there is going to be a lot of rest. You're going to think, oh man, this workout is too easy for Becky and Josh and Seth and Cesaro and Sheamus. I'm going to smoke this workout. But as you start to add reps, it gets way more difficult. I did this the first time, and I think I got into the round of 18 reps. I think Becky and Seth did it. And what did you guys get?
I think we got into the round of 20.
Yeah, they smoked me. So we're going to get into that workout here in just a moment. And like I said, we're also, just a reminder for those of you that are joining us, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, we are giving away a really cool Flash 6 scale by Sideshow. And all you have to do is enter a secret code, which I will give away during one of my rests. And what that secret code will give you is 1,000 entries in the Gleam contest. And of course, our good friend Paul is going to drop the link to that contest in our chat, okay? And by the way, Becky, I don't know if you know this, happy National Superhero Day.
Oh, thank you. I am a national superhero.
You are a national. How long have you held on to your championship title?
I think it's something like 380 something days at this stage, but who's counting? Lots of people.
Sounds like
I don't have the exact day. Huh?
I said it sounds like you are.
Well, so I see it on my timeline, and it makes me very happy and proud. So, when was it? Yeah, about 380 something days, maybe 390 at this stage.
Okay.
We're going for infinity and beyond,
Oh,
to quote my good friend Buzz Lightyear.
Are you a big Disney fan as well?
I'm an okay Disney fan. Like I'm a fan of the old school animated movies. One of my favorite movies is Robin Hood. The
mine as well.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, The Sword and the Stone, old Dumbo, Bambi, The Lion King, all the old animated movies.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to start this workout. Paul, you can ask Becky any questions you want. I am going to explain this workout one more time and demonstrate the movements. Now, again, remember, you guys, this is a DeadBoys fitness workout. You guys can do this virtually anywhere with no equipment whatsoever. All you need is yourself. So I'm going to give you a couple of scaled options for the squat and the burpee. Now, when we're squatting, what we're doing is we're looking for you to get all the way down, that hip crease below the knee, and I want you to stand all the way up. If you have a hip issue, you can't squat all the way down, I want you to try to get as low as you can, or you can grab a medicine ball, a chair, a bench. You can squat all the way down to that and stand all the way up. These are the only two movements you're going to need for today. So you're only going to need to know how to burpee, and the only other movement you're going to need to do is an air squat, which I just demonstrated. The burpee, if you watched the workout with Seamus, we're looking for your chest and your thighs to completely touch the floor, and then you stand up and you jump and clap. So again, it looks like this.
Oh, we lost Josh. Oh, there he is.
There I am. And again, if you cannot go all the way down to the ground like that, you can walk your feet back, stand and plank, walk your feet forward, jump and clap. It's all about scaling the workout to your abilities. All right. So we're going to start the clock here in a moment. We're going to start with 4 air squats and 4 burpees. Whatever's left in that minute, we're going to rest. And then we have another additional minute of rest. The next round, we're going to do 6 and 6. We'll go 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14, 16, 16, 18, 18, and hopefully beat Becky in sets, reps of 20 and 20. But I just demonstrated that. I'm already blown up. So I can't see myself going past 20. But during that time, I'll give away that secret code. You guys can enter for that super cool Flash 6 scale figure. And Becky is here answering questions and hopefully rooting me on. So, yes.
I just appreciate how you fit perfectly in between the couch.
Yeah.
Either sides of the couch.
Quite the challenge.
No, it's quite impressive. It's like it was designed specifically for this workout.
Well, again, like I said, with most DeadBoys fitness workouts, you can do them pretty much anywhere, as Becky knows as well. There have been plenty of times where she's called me up or texted me, hey, I'm on the road, I can't get to a gym. I have access to this equipment. I have access to, I'm not even being able to leave my room. What can I do? So again, that's a great thing about DeadBoys Fitness is you can do these workouts pretty much anywhere. All right, including a giant dog in the background.
Oh. How many dogs do you have in that house right now?
You don't even want to know. I had to put
I do want to know.
Poor matzo ball is locked up because she would jump all over me while we did
great.
this. All right.
That's the content we came to see.
Yeah, I bet. Paul, any questions?
We have quite a few, but the one that's come up absolutely the most for Becky here is everyone across all of the platforms we're streaming on wants to know what was up with the spoon that you posted today.
I'm not here to answer those kind of questions. That's
Paul,
for the people to decide. Come on now.
It wasn't Spoon Man by Soundgarden? That's what I thought.
Whatever you think it is, maybe it's that, maybe it's not.
Well, there you go, everyone.
Meeting, maybe it doesn't.
There you go, everyone.
And then this is
answered herself.
I was like, Spoon, Simpsons. Okay, what did I miss? There's a Simpsons reference in there somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe there is, maybe there isn't.
Maybe it's just lunch. You know.
Maybe,
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's lunch. Maybe it's got a deeper meaning. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe we'll find out soon.
Oh.
There was my little poem. Anyway, got it.
All right.
Um,
What I'm gonna start this workout, Paul, and you can answer all of Becky's questions, or you can ask Becky all these questions. But I'm gonna try to beat 20, but I don't think that's. Well, I don't. Maybe. I'm feeling motivated now that she wouldn't tell me the answer to the spoon. So now I'm gonna really try to beat that.
I'll tell you
record
what.
of
I'll tell you the answer to the spoon if you beat 24.
Oh, 24 ain't gonna happen.
No
It is not
pressure.
gonna happen. And I really hope that I'm not the only person on the planet right now doing this workout. I'm sure everyone wants to hear Becky's answers, but the whole point of Get Super with Joshy G is to do this Dead Boys workout with me and my guests. So again, Becky's already worked out today. This is the time that she had to be with us. So it's just me. So hopefully I'm not doing this alone. All right.
All right.
All right. Here we go, Paul. You should be doing this with me. 10 seconds. I will not need the medicine ball. All right, can you see me, Bex?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
See ya.
Here's my 4, 2, 3, 4, 1,
Don't you have to lock out them hips, Josh?
3.
Lock out those hips.
Or
No
those are-
cheating now.
Those
No
are Becky.
cheating.
Those are Becky burpees.
Yeah, I always get yelled at for them. So here's me yelling back at you. Lock out
All
them
right.
hips.
Paul, we got 90 seconds before I have another round, so feel free to ask Bex anything you want.
Yes. Over Eric Tunn over on Sam over on Facebook wants to know when you're traveling, what are some of your favorite cities that you look forward to going to?
Man, do you know what? There's so many. Seattle is one of them. New York is another one. Chicago's another one. And to be honest with you, the reason that I look forward to most of these places is restaurants and coffee. If there's a place that I like to eat, San Francisco. I freaking love San Francisco. One of my favorite restaurants is there.
How dare you do not mention Bad Owl in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Oh my gosh, yeah, sorry, excuse me, Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Because of my favorite coffee shop one of my favorite coffee shops, Bad Owl, being there, freaking amazing. I was in a place called Bemidji once, and Bemidji was beautiful.
What about Branson, Missouri, or Bronson, Missouri?
I have been to Bronson, Missouri. We drove through there once, and it was amazing. They had a big Kurt's donut and lots of Simpsons references. I'd love to go back there.
Hey, Ma, can we get some cookies? No dice. This ain't over. All right. Well, guys, I have 15 seconds until my set of 6. And yes, I will make sure to lock out my burpees there, Bex. And hopefully people are doing it too. Here we go. My set of 6 in 3, 2, 1, and go.
I must say, you do have great squatting form, though, Josh. Good job. Good job. Oh, yeah. Locking out them hips. No, well, not so much there. Oh, there we go. You're killing it. Good job, buddy.
I'm going out too fast. I know it. That's what I always do.
Yeah,
right.
It's true. Man, so many times I'll work out with Joshy, and he'll start going real fast. And I go, okay, all right, I've got to ramp it up, but I should know that he'll tire soon. And if I just keep the pace, it usually works.
Yeah, exactly. I got about 1:20, and I usually try to do that because I'm always motivated. I'm like, I'm going to beat Seth. I'm going to beat Cesaro. I'm going to beat Becky. Nope. Never do.
So we did have a question for both of you, actually. They want to know what is on your workout playlist.
Oh.
It always depends person to person, but Becky, you go first.
So there's a lot of Rise Against, a fair bit of Pearl Jam, a little Rage Against the Machine. What else? And then there's some random like Eminem in there, or maybe like a fast jazzy song from Hanson. Because look, freaking what musical prodigies they were.
I have a little Bring Me the Horizon. Big fan of Bring Me the Horizon. Day to Remember. That's all courtesy of Seth. And then I don't mind some hip hop, some rap. I also don't mind a little Diplo and Dylan Francis. So I'm kind of all over the place. It usually depends on the day. All right, 10 seconds to my.
I kind of want to look at my playlist now, see what I've got on there.
All right, Rebecca, here is.
Okay.
Rebecca and the folks that are watching, here is the set of 8. And here I go. 1.
See, I think you can speed it up on the squats and then slow it down on the burpees. That was my strategy.
2. 3.
4. 5. 6. 7. Good job.
8. All right, still at 90 seconds.
Okay, all right, you're doing great.
Am I though?
Yeah.
Hopefully the folks at home are doing great as well.
You have
Is
quite
anybody-
a couple. Yeah, I was just gonna say some people here are saying they're doing it with y'all.
Okay, good. All right, 1 minute left. And after this next round, thank you. After this next round, I will give away the secret code. Actually, I'll do it after the round of 12.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay. If you get there.
Paul, any other questions?
Yeah, I think this is a big one that I think everyone's answered. So that people want to know, Becky, Team Cap or Team Iron Man, since you're a Marvel fan, and why?
Ooh.
The why is important.
Ooh. Fair enough. That's a great question.
I need more time to think about this.
I have 30 seconds before I start my set of 10.
We do have a. While you're thinking on that one, then people are asking, do you have a favorite Marvel movie? Maybe that one's a little easier.
I don't know that I do.
10 seconds for me. Go ahead and answer, Bex.
Yeah, I'm thinking on I don't know. Do I have a favorite Marvel movie, Josh?
3. Maybe. Endgame.
I did really love Endgame. But I don't know. That's a little too hard to decide. And I don't
6.
I'm still thinking on that Captain Marvel and Iron Man. Maybe I'll answer that when I come back.
Yeah, so I know it's hard to put you on the spot there. We do have a question over on YouTube from someone that wants to know, since they noticed the Pearl Jam hat. Looks like they want to know, do you have a favorite Pearl Jam song?
Oh, stop! Look.
Oh boy! I might as well just stop now because we're gonna get into a 3-hour conversation when it comes to this.
Oh, there is no such thing as a favorite Pearl Jam song. It changes with the mood. It changes with how you're feeling in the day, with what hits you, and different songs hit you at different times in your life. I mean, look, I could sit here talking about the songs that have meant a lot to me, like Black and Sirens and Future Days, and right now I lay awake thinking about I'm Open, that song, like just randomly last night. Different stuff just hits you at different times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the new Pearl Jam stuff that came out?
Oh yeah, I loved it, and like just so okay. Let me be honest here, and let me be forthcoming. First,
real quick, 15 seconds, guys, until round 12. By the way.
Yeah. Okay. You're doing great, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Bex. Thanks a lot. Real appreciate it.
You're doing great. So when I first heard Dance of the Clairvoyants, I was like, oh no, I don't think I like this song. And because it was such a different sound that you don't usually hear from Pearl Jam, so I decided that I would listen to it for 5 times every day until I liked it. And well, look, it only took me about 3 or 4 times to love it. And talking to Seth Rollins, he said, you know, you gotta let bands evolve. And how ballsy is it that a band who has had such a recognizable sound for so long to then change it? Like, come on. just the genius of that. And now I love all of Gigaton. My favorite songs being 7. My favorite song is 7 o'clock.
Oh, there's no way I'm making this 18.
What are you at now?
I'm now entering the round of 14.
Oh, yeah, you're doing great. How much time did you have to spare?
About 15, 20 seconds.
Okay. Okay, you're doing good.
Oh, boy.
You're doing good.
Well, should we give them the secret code, Bex, or should we make them wait another round?
Didn't you say you would do it at the round of 14?
I did, but maybe, I didn't want to interrupt your story, so.
Well, this is the round of 14. I'll finish my story. I mean, unless anybody else wants to talk more about Pearl Jam, because I'm happy to do that.
Lots of Pearl Jam love here. Trust me.
Oh, really?
Well,
Oh, yeah. A lot of people chiming in.
All right. Well, before we get into that, I'm going to give it away. If you didn't see how fast I was going on those squats and burpees, one would say that I was using a lot of Speed Force. Speed Force, all caps, no spaces. That's the secret code. Enter that into the Gleam contest and you'll get 1,000 entries. All right? All right, here we go. Round of 14.
I'll also say this. Pearl Jam fans, much like Becky Lynch fans, are usually awesome. I don't think I've met a Pearl Jam fan I haven't liked. In fact, one of my best friends, I bonded over a love for Pearl Jam. That was where our friendship began. My friend Jay Ferrugia. Yeah, Pearl Jam just brings people together, man. I can't see Joshy. How's he doing? How's his form? Wait, can I not see him because he's not locking out his burpees? Did he shut me out purposely? Is he even doing it?
I'm there, trust me.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, of course, he's not locking out them hips. Come on, Joshy.
Whew. All right.
How much time to spare on that one?
15 seconds. All right, Paul. Ask away.
We have a question for both of you here. We'll start with Becky. Do you, outside of wrestling, of course, are there any other sports that you are obsessed with, and who's your favorite teams in these sports?
Nah. I'm not really into any other sports. I watch a bit of MMA. I probably used to be a bigger fan before I got busier. But now I try to keep up as much as I possibly can. But as far as basketball or football or soccer is concerned, not really. I was a huge basketball fan when I was younger. So like, I know everybody's watching The Last Dance. So around that time,
great documentary.
I was a big fan of the Utah Jazz at that time because, of course, I always liked the underdog,
All right, this is 16 in 3 seconds. Continue, Rebecca.
And then I was a little kid, like I was 10, and my mom brought me to New York because she was a flight attendant, and they had an NBA store. So she brought me over specifically so I could go to this NBA store. And I got myself a Utah Jazz jersey, a Stockton jersey, and then I got a picture of me passing a ball to Karl Malone. It wasn't the real Karl Malone, obviously. And then I got a little Utah Jazz pocket watch. I wonder if I still have that pocket watch. I know I still have the jersey back in my house in Ireland.
Oh yeah, I got some people over on Instagram saying they're just associating you with the Utah Jazz now. So
oh, okay, all right.
You're a Utah Jazz fan now.
I haven't followed Utah Jazz since, but how are they doing? We doing good?
Yeah. How's his form there, Becky? I can't.
I can't see. He blocked me. He must be doing.
He put tape over the camera again, huh?
No.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Joshy.
I got 8. I'm gonna get into the round of 18, but I'm definitely not gonna finish. All right.
Maybe you'll finish. You might finish. You might get to round 20.
Maybe. Maybe. I hope there are people still going, because this workout that was designed for the man herself, Becky, is very challenging, and you can do it pretty much anywhere.
I want to know what the record is for this exact workout.
I think Josh James from the band Stick to Your Guns, he got into the round of 20. So maybe
Okay.
20, maybe up in the, maybe 22.
Okay. All right. Are you going again? What are you doing? Are you dead? You dying?
Oh, no.
You getting matzo ball?
Yeah, my dog was in the way. All right, here we go.
Oh,
18.
really? Are they proper squats, Josh? Yeah, they are. All right. Okay, there we go. Good job, Joshy. Well, this is round 18, right?
18.
What are you doing breaking? No time for rest. Come on now. Oh, you're trying not to get into the round of 20. That's what you're doing. You want the pain to stop. You can't stop when the pain hits. That's when we gotta go. That's when it starts. Or some other motivational quote like
that. Becky, we do have a question for you from, I apologize if I don't pronounce your name correctly. This is over on YouTube. It's Danaloinian. Danaloin?
Oh, yep. I know her.
Yeah, big friends. She wants to know, or they want to know, what has been your favorite, your favorite feud or your favorite match in your career so far? I know that's a bit of a big question there.
I don't know. Look, like there's lots of different things for different reasons. Like one of my favorite matches was Last Woman Standing with Charlotte. And that was, around the time of the Rise of the Man. And that feud lasted, I think we wrestled in some capacity for a year straight. And I don't know that that's on every pay-per-view for a year straight. And I don't know that that's being replicated, especially not in this era. So that's pretty special for that reason. Another one was, Natalia is somebody who I've known for a long time. We didn't have much of a build, but I thought considering what we did at SummerSlam was good. And then Sasha Banks, another person who I've had one of my favorite matches with, and that was Hell in a Cell, just this last year. And then of course Asuka, the person who I couldn't beat for over a year, couldn't beat her. No matter how many times I tried, no matter different matches that I was in, could never beat her. And I finally did at the Royal Rumble, and then a couple of weeks later in a rematch on Raw. And that rematch on Raw was probably one of my favorite matches too. So there's a few of them.
Those are solid picks. I was lucky enough to be in the audience for a good hand chunk of those, and it's that's the one thing I appreciate, the fact that you guys are out there every week performing in front of an empty arena, but there is nothing like a live crowd, and that's one of the things that I know I miss about pro wrestling, is being able to be in that arena when there are magical moments like that, like you winning, like Seth winning, like Cesaro, Sheamus, any of our friends winning. It's really, really fun to watch live. And if you've never been, and I know there's a lot of, pop culture nerds, superhero fans out there that may not know Becky or Sheamus or Cesaro, and maybe some upcoming guests, give it a shot. You'll find that I bring most people to these live events and they leave loving it. And in fact, they start following everybody on Instagram. And next thing I know, I'm getting text messages like, "Oh my God, did you see what happened with Becky? Oh my God, did you see what happened with Seth?" So it is kind of fun to bring 2 or 3 communities together: comic books, superhero stuff, pop culture stuff, fitness, DeadBoys Fitness, and of course, pro wrestling, all into one. It is really fun to see that happen. I didn't finish 18, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You didn't finish. What'd you get to?
I think I had 4, maybe 5 burpees left.
Oh, okay.
I got distracted when you were like, there's some people that like to be, encourage when they're working out. I know Becky's a big fan of that. I am not. I don't like when people encourage me. It bothers me. So, if you ever see Becky in the gym, make sure you encourage her, clap for her. She loves that stuff.
If you want to get a black eye,
Yeah.
don't condescend me.
Just kidding. Do not do that. In fact, please stay away when she's working out. Let's see. Are there any other questions? How did everybody else do? I mean, I know everybody wants to ask Becky questions, but I would like to hear if anybody's still going.
You had a lot of people saying that they were dropping like flies. They got through about half of it. Some requests for DeadBoys Fitness to come to the UK as soon as possible.
Okay.
You got some UK?
As soon as we're allowed to leave the country, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a really, I think, a really fun question for the both of you. The first part is for you, Joshy, and then Becky can take the baton there. So people want to know, because you have a good relationship and a working relationship with a lot of WWE superstars, have you ever personally yourself considered, like, was it ever, something you considered, being a WWE superstar yourself or working in wrestling outside of just training? And then the question for Becky was, who would you want Joshy G's first match to be if he was in wrestling?
Oh, what a great question. I think growing up, being a fan as a small child and into the teenage years, I always think that was kind of a fun dream to have. But then I really got into movie and pop culture, and I really wanted to work in the movie and television industry. So I focused my talents, I guess you want to call it that way. Moved to LA at a very young age, worked on a bunch of really, really cool movies and went that route. But I still, would keep in touch with some of my friends who are wrestlers, and I still kind of found my way into the world of professional wrestling. I don't think that I would want to be a wrestler. I think my best talent should be as like a manager, like a Bobby Heenan or a Jimmy Hart. I think I'd be a really good sleazy, manager that would throw dust in their eyes or hit somebody when the referee wasn't looking. So I think if I were to do anything, it would be somebody's manager, but a bad guy manager or a heel manager, if you will.
Yeah, I was going to say Josh would make a hell of a manager, and then my answer of who I would like to see him in a match against would be Bobby Heenan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'd be great. Or Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I think I think if I was to have a match, it would probably be with somebody like Cesaro or even Seth, just somebody that would just, there would be no offense. It would just be me like in the corner, cowering, begging and pleading for mercy and not getting it.
That's how it would actually go.
Yes, or even Becky. Even Becky, it would be like an Andy Kaufman-esque style match, except I would have no offense whatsoever.
That is true. I'd show you the ropes, kid. I've made worse look better.
I'm just saying, I have a move repertoire, if you will. I don't have a finishing move, but I can collar and elbow lock up, I think.
Yeah, I've taught you that well.
The lucha style, not the American style, the lucha style.
He's the master of the wrist lock at this stage.
Yeah. Nobody could. I'm the master of the wrist lock. Thank you, Bex.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, we have and then just so everyone knows, the link to the giveaway, guys, is coming a little bit maybe after this Q&A part. But we have quite a few questions. People still, Becky, want the answer to your Team Cap or Team Iron Man. We haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
And they definitely have not forgotten.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Look,
What about you, Joshy? You want to get it started?
Look, I love Iron Man and I appreciate Iron Man, but I'm Team Cap. If this was Civil War, I'd be on Team Cap. Team Cap all the way. I like Team Cap. I like Cap. I like Bucky Barnes. I like Falcon. But that's just me. I'm not trying to sway Rebecca.
Can I go for option C?
Guardians? You're gonna go Guardians? Is that why you like?
Oh, can I go Groot?
Yeah. Okay.
Best dance moves, best music.
When it comes to Captain Marvel Captain America versus Iron Man, I will pick Groot.
Oh, fair enough. All right, well, we'll ask just maybe like 2 or 3 more questions, Paul, and then we will let Rebecca go on about her day. So yeah, let's ask a couple more questions, and then we will drop that link, and hopefully we'll have a winner for our really cool 6-scale Flash by Sideshow.
Oh, of course. So I think, again, we have so many questions, guys, but I think one of the ones that came up quite a couple times, Becky, was TJ Hall over on Facebook wants to know, who would you consider one of your biggest role models to get from where you started to right this moment?
Man, probably Mick Foley. Somebody who, first of all, he's who really hooked me in to wrestling when I was not a fan, and it was because of his ability to garner sympathy and how you felt for him and how much you cared, and the promos that he cut. And it didn't matter that he wasn't the most athletic or the strongest or in the best shape of anybody else at that time. He was the person that I connected to the most, and I guess it comes from that feeling of being an underdog, not particularly being athletic or the best at anything, but having that drive to become that. So I would say Mick Foley, and then having gotten to know him as I've developed as a performer and a wrestler, he's just one of the nicest men that you could meet, and always so encouraging, and always there to lend an ear or to give support or to offer a new perspective.
Did you like Mick in Peanut Butter Falcon? Side
Oh
question.
yeah, he was so Mick as well, wasn't he? It was great. I loved that movie in general.
Yes. Great movie.
Great movie. Jake the Snake was great too.
Perfect role for Jake the Snake.
Perfect.
Give that man an Oscar.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Let's give one last good question for Becky.
I think we should end on a real high note, something that I can tell just from the brief time we've met each other that Becky loves talking about. Our good friend Andy Smith, he's a big fan. He wants to know, are there any Pearl Jam songs that you have that you have an emotional connection to? For him, it's Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town.
Oh God, that's great. So can I talk about two? Can I talk about one? So Hold On, right? So I remember this was back in the time when I wasn't wrestling and I'd left wrestling. Now, for anybody who doesn't know my story, I started wrestling when I was 15. By 18, I was living in Canada, touring around Japan, main eventing over there in the famous Borgen Hall, wrestling around Europe, around America, around Canada. And kind of making a name for myself on the independent circuit, and it is a bit of a circus sometimes. And then I left for 7 years, and in that time, I was just riddled with guilt and regret and what ifs. And the song "Hold On," I would listen to it, and it would just bring up all these feelings and really get me into them. It's because what it said was, I know my life would be different if I could have held on. And so it would always remind me of, okay, well, what would have happened if I held on? Luckily, things turned out pretty good for the man. That's one of my favorite songs. And then I Am Mine is another one of them. Just because, I think sometimes in this industry and just in life and in society, we feel so many pressures to be a certain way or do a certain thing. And one of the lines in that is, I know I was born and I know I'll die, the in-between is mine. So it's just a matter of making it yours and figuring out what's right for yourself and blocking out all that noise, blocking out all the people that are trying to help you or not, or guide you in a way that maybe isn't true to what you want or true to yourself, and what all the noise is. So there are two songs that hit me in the feels.
Wow, look at that. Look how deep we got on a show that's workout / pro wrestling / comic book related. Becky, I appreciate that answer. Way to get vulnerable and deep there. I like that.
Oh, well,
That was a great answer.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Here,
grateful.
and here I am. Hey, Rebecca, what is your pop culture WrestleMania main event? And here she goes, giving the deep answers to a Pearl Jam contest. Well, thanks a lot there, Andy. You took my job away. Real appreciate it.
Great question, Andy. Great question.
Great slam dunk question. Awesome. Well, Becky, did you have a good time today?
I had a great time. Great time. I miss you, buddy. I miss you.
I miss you too. Paul, did you have a good time today?
Oh, every time. That was fun. This is good. I like being just the voice in the background.
Well, I appreciate being the voice. Well, in case you don't know, we are having giveaways and we're streaming every day, Monday through Friday, live at 4 p.m. And I'm talking about Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, in our Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group. If you haven't already, head on over to Sideshow Collectibles on Twitter at Collect Sideshow, and of course, Sideshow Collectibles on Instagram. Like I mentioned before, it is National Superhero Day. You were graced with a national superhero, Becky Lynch. But to celebrate all things superheroes, today we are holding a suit up and bake off challenge called Capes and Cakes on our social media channels to win a Batman animated series statue. And I know someone in this chat that loves to bake, and I'm not talking about Paul or myself, it's Rebecca. So she may win that challenge. So you might want to head on over to that. Don't forget to enter the Gleam contest if you haven't already. Paul is going to drop the link now, side.show/superflash. This ends tonight. And if you missed the super secret word, I'm sorry. You have to watch these shows to get that super secret word. And we will see you live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Paul and Amy for the Comics Hall. Becky, thank you again. I appreciate it. Miss you. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. You've been an amazing audience. Get some protein, take a break, and like we always say, don't forget to let your geek sideshow. And most importantly, stay in Sideshow.